Good morning. Good morning. It's Friday. Hold on, you guys. We're gonna hang out, I guess, and do some ASMR. I might be chewing, so listen, if that drives you crazy, you already know. Let me grab my. Hold on. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, is she out? Sorry, guys. Hold on. Huh. Okay, anyway. My magic wand. I always wonder, like, how much can they really hear when I'm walking around back there? You guys, look, my little moon. I forgot she delivered and I sat her on my altar. I want to bring her over. Ooh, but I don't know. I like to have this in the frame. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. I think that works. Look, we still there. How are you guys doing? Let's light some Palo Santo. You know what? Initially I really wasn't planning to hop on and hang out. But I guess Spirit is just having us look after each other this week, right? Big energy is coming through. We're walking out the rest of this Pisces season. Mm-hmm. Light my candle. I am chewing, yeah. So happy Friday if you're new here. Do I normally just sit and chill and drink my coffee and eat and have ASMR? No. But here we are. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your energy and your time. I really don't hold a space that's like all about monetization and affiliation and all that stuff. Although, listen, I've been tagging on the disclaimer. The universe is always going to bless me with exactly what I need to have. It's going to be in the exact time that I need to have it, in the exact way that it needs to show up to be of the highest and best good. That's how I work in manifestation, okay? But yeah, I mean, I'm open to whatever, you know? I'm just never going to be a slave to driving numbers, pushing myself to the point where I'm not authentic, stuff like that. Like, I'm never going to be down for it. You know us, you guys. It's very Aquarius over here. We ain't never going to be able to vibe like that, honestly. But if you're new here, I will always say, click the like. I don't even have a chart pulled up, child. It's still early yet. I'm a little disappointed. Look, I was printing out. Okay, I kept this one for myself because the label is like very crooked. But my other template that I like so much better, and it had my nice little explanation and everything. But listen, these were just private orders from like an event. And, most of these clients who order my Appalachian white water spray. Ooh, she smells so good. Ooh, yes. They order it all the time. You know what I mean? I'll have friends who will literally be like, hey, when are you making a batch? Put me X bottles aside, right? So I'm really thankful for that. But normally I thought I had saved the file and I guess I didn't, y'all. But this stuff is so good. Basically, I travel to the top of the watershed up in a spot in the foothills in the Appalachians, right? We're in the upstate area of the Carolinas. And I get water. I have my own custom unique blend of what I would call is like a Florida water blend. And then, yeah, we bless the water. We do the things with all the gemstones and the grids with it. It's receives like sound bathing. There's all these different techniques that go into blessing the water. And then the essential oils, you guys, can change. It's an intuitive thing. I meant to get clear bottles and I totally don't. Maybe I just clicked the wrong button, but I got amber glass. Normally you can see I call it white water, obviously for spiritual cleansing, but it looks white and it's the way the Florida water and the oils and everything come together. But it looks really nice. Y'all, this batch smells so good though. I think this batch is really citrusy, but there's a lot of pine. And for some reason, you know how that cleanly, it's like you woke up on Saturday morning, your mom and them have been cleaning. It just hits my soul. Yeah, that's so good. I just had such a huge moment of gratitude this morning. It was so good. It was so, so good. Because it never gets old to me living in this way. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to hop on and chill out and hang out with my friends. I'm going to share my gratitude, right? But on that note, I will go back and say, if you click the like, if something is synchronistic for you, if something helps you with alignment, or just encourages and supports you when you come over to this space, do that. The age of Aquarius is so important as we are just dipping our toes into it, getting wet with it. It's so important that you find your soul tribe and your family. And yes, we need it equally in the tangible 3 to 4D grid out there. We do. But you also just need kind of like your soul family and your tribe. You know what I mean? And so I'm always hoping that we get connected. And I think we're going to realize and understand even more. Soul families are here and there and everywhere. And that's kind of the energy of the Aquarius and the collective, you know? But thanks for being here. Definitely, please subscribe if you feel called. We'd love to have you as a part of the gang, okay? As a part of the soul family over here with your local Aquarius astrologer. Yeah, hit subscribe where we come and share charts on the new moons and the full moons. We talk about astrology, seasonal, sabbatical living. We talk about, you're going to see cards. I love to share my new decks. I love to share my gemstones over here. That's what it is over here. Like I said, you guys, thanks for being here. I really didn't have an intention to get back on today, but feeling a little bit better today than I have been the last few days. Super bugs, cold bugs, flu bugs. All the damn things, right? But listen, the thing that made me be like, oh, I'm going to share that with my tribe because it was so beautiful is we sometimes, this came through a lot. I was in doing one-on-one work this week in the limited amount I've been trying to rest, but, and then, the elemental videos. Sometimes we get caught up and it's okay. It's a practice. It's a journey. It's a dance, right? You have those days, you have those moments, you have those challenges, and you kind of swing back down or you dip back down into those moments of the lack mentality, the fear, right? And you're sweating something out, or you're waiting on something to land, or you're hoping for, and then of course we're in a retrograde, right? And so, and in water, which I think is really beautiful because it's very spiritual. It's very flowy. If you're trying to get back and just vibe back out into nature, or you wanted, man, I've been trying to dig back into resting into my meditation practice or whatever it is, right? I've been planning that one ritual. Like when we have a lot of watery, especially Piscean energy, it's so beautiful. It's very like Queen of Cups. It's very Ace of Cups. It's very High Priestess, right? It's a vibe for sure. But sometimes it's also like very slippery, very like I can't commit to anything. Like a distracted, sorry guys, yes I am chewing. You will hear chewing. It's just how the vibe is today. I have coffee in the background. I'm excited. I have a little bit of an appetite this morning. I can breathe a little bit better. I'm a little medicated. But I say all that to say, we'll still have these moments. And we are fighting through the growth of like, growing through what am I saying? We're pushing through the growth of clearing out a lot of disillusionment, releasing, let go a lot of old patterns, cognitive reprogramming, spiritual, mental, neurotransmitting. All these new programs want to run within us and outside of us. So, it's going to be challenging. You're going to have your times, right? So, I was stressing about something. Not look, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to only stress about any given thing to a certain degree. Because, I mean, look, it's just, I've learned. I used to be a ridiculous, heavy overthinker, crippled with anxiety. I still struggle with anxiety. I am shuffling the Seasons of the Witch Ostara Oracle so we can hang out while we're hanging. We can pull some cards together, of course. Yeah, hello. I know you didn't come all this way. But the thing is I had you get to this point, or I hope you do. I hope for you that you get to the point and you learn, you know what? I'm just going to let that go. It's out of my hands. What can I do? I've evaluated the resources. It's kind of like when you know a bill has to be paid, or so-and-so, that you're trying to book something or something, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh man, the universe and your heart and your spirit, because you are the oneness of all the universe, walking in form. You know, we say this all the time. You're a divine sovereign being. So in your heart and spirit, you know it's important to you. Therefore, it's important to the universe. Or I will say as a caveat, spirit is kind of nudging me. My spirit, my ancestors and team, they're kind of nudging me like, well, sometimes you think the thing was hugely important, but it really wasn't. And we go through experiences like this so we can learn the release, and then we get the wisdom of the lesson. Okay, I get it. That really wasn't necessary, or maybe I was way out the way, or maybe it was too much, whatever. But let me just tell you, in this situation, it was a necessity, and I really didn't know how I was going to be able to swing it. And like literally at just the right time, like please get with me on this. Something so unexpected just came through in my bank account this morning. The timing was supposed to be totally different. It was early. It was just one of those things. You know how it's like you open the mailbox. I remember this always makes me think of my friend telling me this story. Cause like when in a million years, but she was telling me the story about how she got sent a check from whatever for her taxes because she overpaid. We was like, what? Never in my life. But it's one of those moments like you open the mailbox and it's like, oh, we owed you a credit, or, oh, something like this, right? Man. Sometimes, and what's so beautiful about it is it's happening in this week where I have really been on myself. Now, granted, I ain't gonna lie, like I haven't been feeling well, you know, but as women, as a lot of us being mothers, creators, well, divine feminine energy, and I'm not just talking about gender, divine feminine energy will mother and will nourish and will nurture in any scenario, right? That's just what it is. But I'm saying, we struggle because we wear a lot of hats and we pressure ourselves. I don't feel well, but I have to show up for these people and I have to do X, Y, and Z. And it's a lot of pressure, especially on our bodies and immune systems, not to mention our mental health. So what's really beautiful is that I had set the intention, especially over the last few days, and I was like, oh no, are you kidding me? I have this cold flu, viral, I mean, whatever it is, it's morphing and mutating, you know. But oh man, now I have this ick, you know. And we have such a tendency to just be, you know, it's like we talk to our bodies in this kind of way. And perhaps this is kind of a caveat of how we've been talking about Jupiter direct in Cancer and these trines in this water and this divine, like Pisces flow, this divine feminine energy, right? Maybe a caveat. Spirit is bringing this to my mind. I haven't really thought about it before now, but maybe a caveat to like, we're always talking about emotional maturity and growth and all of these things, but like, couldn't emotional maturity be argued as like learning how to talk nicely to yourself? Couldn't it be? Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking too. For example, you say, oh, okay, I don't have time for this. I feel like our bodies just want to be like, you know how you do the eye twitch when you're trying not to crash out? Our body's like, are you kidding me? Like, do you think I want the viruses? Like, I'm literally showing up, doing my best. Do you think I wanted this? So I had really kind of just stopped myself and was like, don't do that to yourself, man. How about we don't? How about, you know what? Thank you so much for the everyday things of being present that my body will teach me and in ways that I need to learn and grow myself. You know, and I was like, you know what? Hey, how about we don't do that? How about I'm thankful that I can get some rest. I'm thankful that I am in a position where like I can actually slow down. I am thankful that I have the type of week because hear me out. Listen, and I know we all have these cycles. We all have these days or like, look, this just is not going to be a week of my life where I can slow down. I mean, it's like that. I hope if it's always like that for you, you come to a place where you can evaluate some things in a serious way. Right, but that's a whole separate conversation. But yeah, I was just like, you know what? I need the rest. I'm really glad I can clear my calendar on some few things. And I had just kind of let the thing that was nagging me in the back of my mind, you know how it does. Or like, I gotta let this go. There's no point. Like, what's the point? Right? In going on and over in my mind. And sometimes that like pushes the pendulum of your energy in the wrong direction. So the sooner we can learn that, the better, you know? And so I really just let go. I was really just trying to rest. I was really trying to do a lot less within reason that you can, you know what I'm saying? And then boom, not even thinking about it, you guys. Wake up in the morning and there it is. And I'm like, no way. You know how you get something and you forget or like it's early or the amount is different. And sadly, we have to be so jaded in these times. I hate that for us, but we do. And we'd be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And you go in your account and you're like, wait. And you start tracing this day. Hold on. Am I supposed to have this? So everything checked out. And I remembered what it was. But I looked at the date and I was like, man, this is early. So then I double checked. Because like the last thing you want to do is be like, yay. And then, you know, it's like the next day, when they take it out of your account, you be like, dang, sorry, my bad. You weren't supposed to have that. So everything checked out, right? Suffice it to say, everything checked out. And yeah, it's so amazing. This journey never ceases to amaze me. I really do weave mantras into my life, and I'm always trusting and I'm always knowing. Because look, 100% out of 100% of the time that I've been on this journey, me knowing that I'll have everything that I need to have exactly when I need to have it, at the exact right timing, and the exact amount that I need, you know what I'm saying, to be in service of my highest and best good. And the highest and best good of the people that I love and care about, etc. Right? Never has it let me down. Lynn, I done been through some shit, y'all. I would love to tell you it's been a rainbow unicorn ride over here, and it hasn't. You know how you have those cycles? I'm really full of gratitude for the cycle in my life that I'm at right now. I really am. But y'all know I have dogged it out to get to this cycle. Do not play with me. I have... Woo! That's all right, though. We completed our Saturn return a little while back. That's all right, though. You know what I mean? Saturn has just started a new set of a whole new journey of timelines. So I would hope for those that have had the head down, nose to the grind, and I was still getting dogged out, and I was still offering gratitude, and I still went through this with my family or my, y'all, I've been through it. I really am just so thankful for real. You got to be laughing, but then also low-key, you want to cry. You want to cry a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and it's just these little moments. This was not a little sum either. It was what I needed. And then this is what gets me. It wasn't even just because you have those moments and it'll be dead down to the penny and the dime to exactly what you needed for spirit and your ancestors and universe to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? But this one was like, it was even more than I expected. Because I calculated, anyway, it doesn't matter. I calculated the tax wrong. So it was more than I thought it was going to be. Friend. The universe, my higher self, my ancestors, my spirit team, divine, God, goddess, source energy. It runs through me and it connects all things. And it's beautiful. And I never get tired of this journey. And it makes me feel just satisfied. And I refuse to let anyone take that from me. You know what I'm saying? I will be joyous and full of gratitude and thankfulness because I know. And then it even further makes me think about I'm always so generous in the way that I do things and the way that I give to people. And it'll just, ooh, it gets me fired up. Like the universe is good. And you know what it makes me think of too is how we keep talking about Saturn. Hold on, y'all. My dog's eyeing me down. I always save a little piece of egg and sausage for them, y'all. Sit, please. Sit, ladies. Sit. Thank you. Wait. All right. They're looking at me like, you're really not going to share your sausage? Yeah, but man, it's just good. It's so good. And I think sometimes when you really get well practiced on correcting the spirit's kind of saying like the orientation of your perspective is so crazy powerful, guys. I hope you don't underestimate. And with Saturn is completing, already has. Boom, it's a wrap. I heard that's a wrap. Saturn is in Aries now. What are we at? Have we moved a degree? Yeah, Saturn's at 3 degrees Aries. And it's beautiful. And it's like, for the people, and you know, you went through things and no one's perfect and we all have weaknesses and flaws. But I'm talking about people who really just be trying to show up to the best of their ability. Who really, and it was 2202 on the timer. Maybe someone is seeing 222 or seeing numerological, synchronicities. But, you show up, you know what I mean? When you go to a job, you work the best. You try to make integrity-filled choices. You try to stay honest and grounded and keep your fucking heart open and not let people steal your joy. We all have dark nights and tough cycles. That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But it's like you come back out. You come back out every time. So sometimes people really just be shitting on you, but you transmute that into wisdom and then pour that energy into things that bless you in abundance. And not only that, it blesses other people too, right? That's beautiful. I think perhaps we're moving through a void space. It's not a perhaps. I know that we are. It's happening in different people's lives in different ways. And maybe that's why Spirit has us tapping in like double time this week in this cycle. Man, I'm so thankful. I was so excited. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a coffee today. I'm going to treat myself because you ever have those moments too? When something just comes through, and it's not just about money. Abundance comes in many different ways. Many different things. You just have a moment and it just humbles you and it just fills your heart up so big. Like I got emotional this morning for real because I was like, man, it never gets old. Man, I'm telling you. It was so beautiful. That's some Pisces energy too sometimes too, right? We still have, as a reminder, we still have Sun in Pisces, close to being in the last decan. We have Mercury retrograde, Pisces. Oh, and Mars is still in Pisces. You know what? That really does. The whole thing I'm talking about gives like Mars and Pisces energy, right? I think Mars is going to be in Pisces for like the rest of March. And it's this whole, we're all floating on. Okay, please do your best not to get yourself all bogged down in anxiety and worry. It's natural going through times like this, going through decades. You hear me? Hold on. I'm talking about decades, possibly 2 of them. Okay, possibly, You know, because I'm thinking about Pluto and Aquarius, and I have to be real with myself. But listen, it's like we're all going to float on. And in order to have longevity and sustainability and good mental and even body health and to thrive, it's not always about, will I have X amount of money for a long time? Well, what will I do for this job or that? A lot of times it's not about a lot of that stuff. And sometimes when things get stripped down, as they will be, because we have to do that to go through bottleneck periods of humans growing up and stuff like that. Hold on. Sorry, I just know they're going to bark, so let me just close it. But we have to just remember that really good shit is just so simple. And sometimes it's not about scarcity. This is a lot of like a mentality of lacking. Because the truth is that is a dark, inverted, dying notion, right? That you lack because you don't. Let me go back to, this was back in 2023, I think was the year of 7. And it was a chariot year, and we were talking about water, if you've been with me for some time. And the whole gag is that you are the battery, you are the sustainer. Remember, we talked about your heart chakras, and in fact, moving in harmonic resonance with all your chakras and your energy and your emotional bodies, all that. You are such a battery, like, hello, get with me. That's why it's so sought after to feed from you and trap you into these frequency fences. You get what I'm saying? And everything is really simple. And when you have just what you need, and then even sometimes, get this, if you mess around and start co-creating and choosing your perspective and, you know, putting your frequency out there, sometimes you even get those extras on the side, and that's beautiful. But I promise you, even when you don't, ooh, when I tell you, when you really lock in and you understand, like, the best shit is free. The best is free. It's free. What is that Pearl Jam song? Is it Given to Fly? That's what I'm hearing. I love that song because it reminds me of my brother. May he rest in peace. But I know he's resting in peace. He had a hard time, okay? And I love him so much. And he is a guide for me. But that goes back to my tattoo that I have on my arm. And that started one of the biggest dark nights of the soul when I got this death moth, okay? When he died. But is this where he's saying, oh, maybe it's a different song. Where he's talking about the best things in life are free. Anyway, I mean, we're talking about Eddie Vedder. Like, that's probably his motto if he had to pick one, right? But he's talking about in this Given to Fly. He could have tuned in, but he tuned out. A bad time, nothing could save him. Alone in a corridor, waiting, locked out. He got up out of there. Do you get the frequency fences vibes here? The whole energy of the song gives like leaving an entire career because it's a burden of karma or chains or entrapment. And it, even though maybe you make big money bills, you know what I'm saying? Or you have a huge contract, or maybe you love to paint, but you made a business out of it. For whatever reason, it feels like traps, right? But you've been released because we're going to be born into all these new timelines. We're going to be reborn. You get what I'm saying? It's a very spiritual, it's a very higher level chakra level of this Aries fire and these frequencies coming in. It's funny because this is talking about surfing, actually. It's a metaphor for him, but when he talks about it, he thinks of surfing. And I want to say, is this a story he told one time, was like he was surfing with one of his daughters or something? Something like that. But it's funny because we're talking about waves and all this Pisces energy. Here comes the song coming through. I'll have to add that to our playlist. Let me type a note. Given to Fly. But yeah, this is the energy that it gives. Or it's like maybe the relationship is what has you feeling like you're locked alone in a corridor. Is it a job? Is it a career? Friend, because I'm telling you, when we have a whole full stop, because this is what we need to be having. And we talk about let go, release, release. Sometimes, hear me out. And I love you so much. You know, I got 4 big ass Aquarius placements. So I ain't going to shoot you no shit. I'm going to tell it to you straight. Sometimes you got to get real and be like, okay, we done burned white candles for a year. Are we going to leave the shit and fly or not? I'm hearing another song. Oh my gosh, what is it? Hold on. I'm hearing it from the movie Sing, but it's a Beatles song. I think it's come through before. It is that once there was a way to get back home again. Once there was a way to get back. She sings it really high. Something pretty darling, don't you cry. Is it Sleep? And I will sing a lullaby. Oh, is it Golden Slumbers? I think is it Jennifer Hudson's voice? Is one of the Sing movies, okay? Yeah. What's the lyrics to that? Once there was a way to get back homeward or home again or something. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, don't you cry, and I will sing a lullaby. Yeah, Paul McCartney wrote it. Once there was a way to get back home again. Yeah, because I'm also getting that energy. Anyway, going back to the song, Given to Fly says, he got up out of there. He ran for hundreds of miles. He made it to the ocean, had a smoke in a tree. The wind rose up, set him down on his knees. A wave came crashing like a fist to the jaw, delivered him wings. Hey, look at him now. Arms wide open with the sea as his floor. And then it's like, oh, oh. And then it talks about he floated back down because he wanted to share his key to the locks on the chains he saw everywhere. But first he was stripped and then he was stabbed by faceless men. Well, you fuckers, he still stands. And this is the lyrics that I have. And he still gives his love. He just gives it away. The love he receives is a love that is saved. And sometimes he's seen a strange spot in the sky, a human being that was given to fly. Wow, it's so good. I know that's come through before. What is this? Golden Slumbers. Yeah, we'll have to add that one too. Sleep, pretty darling, don't you cry, and I will sing a lullaby. Yeah, this is giving so much of Mars and Pisces energy to you guys. It's just like, I don't know. And then it's very, I don't know, it's very non-linear, but it's almost like when you can trust it, it's a key to a lock. You get what I'm saying? It frees you from the chains of how you're used to having to do things, to get things, to manifest things, to find joy, to find something like this. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me pause you guys for 2 seconds. Hold on. All right, sorry about that, guys. I was trying to avoid the loud dog barks today, so I was trying to get ahead of someone being at the door. But I want to say the whole vibe of it is, right, all of this Pisces, Mars and Pisces, the North Node in Pisces, Pisces season, hello, right? It's like, it's not being passive. It's not missing out. It's not like FOMO. It's surrender is like wisdom, trusting, faithing, trusting and faithing. Okay, there's a new verb. We will all float on. Yeah, it really is giving that Mars. This is so strong. Oh, you guys, I'm tripping. Listen. Isn't Mars and Pisces in conjunction with like, hold on. Let me go back to what do I do with the chart, friend? Oh yeah. Mars in Pisces is conjunct the North Node in Pisces. Oh, they're literally at the same degree. Mars is passing over. Okay, Spirit, it makes so much sense. Isn't there a trine too? Let me look. I mean, Jupiter is still trining with the sun, Jupiter Cancer, Sun in Pisces. But isn't there a trine? Yes, Mars is also trining Jupiter. Yes, it's giving this whole, it's a fated moment. Experiences, they really could occur today and ripple out into the weekend. And it's like kind of this moment where I go, oh my gosh, I understand. It can be very evolutionary, very spiritually, like I couldn't even articulate to you the synchronicity that happened to me today or this weekend. I think some things can really be unfolding over this weekend, and they're going to be huge and they're going to be beautiful. And it's almost like the universe kind of tossing us out these beautiful nuggets and breadcrumbs saying, man, come on, don't tap out on me. Don't lose faith now, for real. Do not. Because I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm not telling you out the side of my neck. You don't come over here for me to blow no fake smoke. There's our card. Hold on. I'm not going to look at it, but we'll flip it over in a second. I don't do that. What I'm saying, I ain't going to tap out now. With this shit that I've seen and been through and experienced. Oh my God, God is divine. Like, what other times I damn sure should have tapped out. If we ain't tapped out yet, I know we ain't about to now. We can't. We can't. It was just a really beautiful moment. And it wasn't no crazy wild thing. And I've had, crazy spiritual experiences, wild things. It's hard to explain to people some of the stuff that I've seen and experienced. So a lot of times I don't try, but excuse me, I don't know. And I'm not saying we need to be living in Delulu land and just be chasing a fantasy like, yes, we need to be grounded in reality. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, I don't know, there's something. It's just, it's a having faith. It's a spiritual moment. It's a refreshing renewal, something like this today and this weekend. And I was just so reminded of gratitude and reminded of how the journey and the life and the path can unfold when you choose to let it be that way. The biggest thing too, I'll hear people, because look, I've had a deep, dark night of the soul. I want to say there was one time in my life that I was pretty damn close to saying, fuck this faith thing. I mean, faith, belief, mysticism, a certain type of lifestyle that you live, sometimes you go through different expressions of it, or it changes shape, it changes form, it changes its association. We learn different lessons and stuff like that, right? But I do remember one time in my life, and the reason that I reflect on that time is I was surrounding myself with certain type of people who were also very much in that place. And so that wasn't helpful. But you hear people are saying things like, oh, I don't have faith in anything. And I don't, once you go, people will be trying to take they'll get the best of you. You know what? I hate that. I don't like using that word either, but I'm going to tell you straight up today. And such a small thing that happened this morning. It wasn't just a small thing. It was just the timing of it. It was everything. But it was just enough, and it was so perfect. And it reminds me, like, I got to a point in that deepest, darkest place. And I pointedly remember all of the people that I had disconnected with at that time in my life and what it led me to. And I know now when I reflect how I got down that low. And sometimes, hear me out, I walked a path. I had a very alternative style of teacher. I learned a lot of things. Sometimes you got to learn how to find your candle. You know what I'm saying? You don't know you can strike certain levels of matches and get down there and get in the pit of the belly with the scorpions and the leviathans and all of these things. And then you go, oh, can you find your torch now? It's that kind of energy. Sometimes you hear me out. You need to go there. Your soul has contracted in this specific incarnation to build your strength. And yeah, I'm going to be the coach. I'm going to be the person to tell you that. Because some people will be like, I would have never signed. Yeah, you did, because that's why you're here. But that's okay. You'll get to that in your own time. That's all right. Or you won't. And then because you're so divinely powerful and sovereign, you'll repeat that darkness and love and light with all respect. You'll die there. Physically, spiritually, mentally, in bodily health. I don't know. You pick your poison. Sometimes we do go through these cycles where it's like we take doses of it so that we can understand why our immunity to it needs to be stronger. Because I'm going to tell you what, I sure bet you don't want to be Little Red Riding Hood hopping up on your trail thinking it's rainbows and butterflies everywhere when you meet wolves. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have battled with a few of them and know that you got some sharp teeth too. And, oh, you got that poison? Oh, that's funny. I did some rounds with that. Didn't take me down. So let's roll up our sleeves. It's that whole snake in the garden. You have to be a dove, but also a snake. You get what I'm saying? So as a side note, I'm really not a fan of people who say that, oh, y'all's love and light. Oh, your faith. Hey, listen, you shouldn't be speaking on. What's that quote? It comes to mind again. I don't know if it was a collective reading or someone's one-on-one reading where we were talking about this, but it was like, you need to be real careful when you fucking around with people who are about a lot of faith and a lot of hope and a lot of love. This is why I love the duality of Aquarius energy. Because you ain't really seen the Ice Queen. You have not seen the other side of the Queen of Swords. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want you to. We prefer not to. We love hope and faith, encouragement and alignment. We love light. We love the brightness of the star. I would love to be your North Star, but woe unto you who think it's only love and light and hope and faith, trust, and pixie dust. Because you got to watch out for them fucking people who have done beat off a pack of wolves, came back leading the wolves, and they still will be reaching for magic like twinkly stardust and shit. You cannot bring those people down. You know what I'm saying? That's just a side tangent, but it goes on the same tier of energy that we're tapping into. And I think it just goes to show that how much this Pisces season and this Pisces energy and even the retrograde is really trying to almost like juice you up because you're going to need it. That's like you think of like a great Queen of Swords, and she's got to go and sit at the table with the lords of the land, and they're bitter, poisonous, dragonous, not Leviathan, all the worst of the lot of them. Spirit is saying it like this. You can't be no green around the gills. Fucking, you can't be no greenie. Ain't never seen nothing. Ain't never fell off down the deep side. Walk the dark paths of the undersides of the trees. You gotta have you gotta have both. You know what I mean? Because how you gonna sit at a table and fight for truth and faith and freedom and unity and trust and hope and shit like that? But meanwhile, I've never really swung this sword before. You know what I mean? So those experiences teach you. They help you grow so that when you get in places like this, you can get the depth of this emotional wisdom and this discernment, but not lose. Like, it's something here about we can't be getting jaded now. Absolutely not. And here's another thing that Spirit is bringing to me. Listen, I know we're going to read this card. Hear me out. Another thing that Spirit is making me think about too is like, I think a lot of people say, but as soon as I go back to that version of myself, now mind you, that's a fallacy to begin with, because you never return to the same version of yourself. You might recover a part of your faith, bring back some of your inner childlike purity and innocence. You might recover some joy and hope. Sometimes we repeat some patterns, but that's okay. It takes time. But to say you go back to an old version of yourself, that doesn't exist. It's only now. That's a fallacy. So wherever you feel like you went back to, I know you're standing here today with new wisdom, new experience, new discernment, new abilities to see what's being clocked in front of you, right? So don't tell yourself a lie. And then secondly, it makes me think about how people will be, and I say this because I've thought it myself, so maybe it's a message for someone, right? People will be like, well, as soon as I let my guard down, they're going to lie to me again. Or every time I try to apply for that job, the 4 times before that I tried to rebuild that business, See, the thing is that you don't have to be, okay, this is something about vigilance, excessive hypervigilance, because in Piscean frequency, divine flow of the universe, leaning into divine feminine softness, we're talking about energy, not gender, is trusting. Now, I know damn well you ain't doing all this practice and working on these cards and trying to walk a journey and trying to evolve. I know you ain't about to sit here and tell me you can't say you have faith if you think Spirit's going to have you gassing you up out here, getting yourself in alignment, rebirthing new timelines, creating whole new things and ways of being and thinking and caring and giving wherever you're at, right? Whatever your soul purpose is. Spirit is not going to leave you out here high and dry, 2 sheets in the wind alone. If you really need to know something to protect yourself or the people that you love, or to avoid a calamity or a disaster, or you really think people can hide a bunch of stuff from you or you can get duped. No. You know how many people are going to be in Pluto Aquarius being like, damn, karma is real. Yeah. Yes, honey. It's so real. Especially when you play on people that if you put their heart on that scale, it would clear with the feather every time. My aunt has been coming through in readings. Don't play with those people, because the thing is they'll be believing and hoping and loving and giving and trusting. I'm not saying be a fool and stay in toxic abuse or do certain things. Like, you need to take care of yourself. But I'm talking about people with a certain heart. Stop playing with them people. Who is it? My wise, beautiful, lovely Cardi B talking about quit playing with women's feelings. This makes me think of her. Oh man, I love it. People make so many assumptions about her too and judge her so heavily, but she just stay blessed though, don't she? And I love that for her. Staying blessed. Because you ain't sitting here judging nobody's heart. But the point is that I've been through things where I've like, oh, well, if I would have anticipated this move or that move, or if I, analysis paralysis, here we go again. It never would have helped you. And Spirit would be like, nah, it's because you had a certain level of faith. And it's because you handled people the way you did that I put that note on your doorstep one time. And even though, you had a Ring doorbell camera, it made no sense. Nobody put that letter on there. How else would you would have known? Because it's because I got you. Silly. You know what I mean? How else would you have accidentally been CC'd on that email so that you had a leg up on what was really going on? These things happen. And the point is to drive home is that Spirit, your higher self is so multidimensional. This realm is so quantum. Your ancestors' vibrational frequency surrounding you, angelic light beings, all the assistance that you have. I know you ain't going to sit here and get jaded. I know you ain't going to sit here and stay in a lack-based mentality, be full of anxiety and fear, because then I'll tell you what, it's already, you already been beat at that point. Spirit is not going to leave you out. Spirit will take care of you. You are divinely guided. Don't get yourself all up in a tizzy out your alignment. Don't be stretching yourself and bending over, being somebody you ain't even really got to be, losing your joy, worry, and man, oh man, oh man, I'm trying to tell you. Okay, sorry. I thought that was okay. Let's read this card, you guys. I'm so curious now. It says Community Garden. Oh, it matches our aesthetic. That's so pretty. Community Garden number 7. Always makes me think of the magician. It always makes me think of magic and a certain type of energy. To be in community is to be part of something greater than you could have ever imagined. In your community, I feel you if you're a person that's like, listen, I need, let me zoom us in a little bit so we can see the card. To be honest, I'm peopling a little lower these days. I feel that we could be, it's still Pisces season, right? We're doing self-care. Maybe we're in the home a little more or whatever. Some people haven't quite come all the way out of winter. Community too can be nature. Community can be a spiritual soul tribe or family. Maybe you guys do classes together. Maybe it's online. I do warn you though, don't get caught up too online, because you can get disillusioned and tap out of reality pretty quick. We need the grid work and the 3 and the 4D, but community can be different things. You know what I mean? Community can be animals. It can be nature. It can be whatever the case is. But I'm saying there's something here about like, don't give up on them. Don't give up on that just yet. Let's see what the book has to say though. Teamwork, shared resources, and building networks. See, spirit is maybe wanting you to keep believing, keep having this faith, leaning into this Piscean frequency, trusting. Perhaps you're going to leave one thing and be delivered to a brand new community. You get like, wow, I actually thought it was going to be a downgrade in pay when I took the position. Maybe you lost $1 or $2 an hour or whatever. And you're like, oh my gosh, though, because abundance comes in many different forms. Maybe you received this beautiful blessing of great benefits and you went to a new gym because you couldn't go before. And then you connected with this great yoga community. Or maybe you branched out and you were like, man, I think it really is time for me to move on from this spiritual tribe. And then you enter a new set of classes and you connect with wonderful people. I mean, we could go on and on. This could be like, I decided to finally jump out and go volunteer with those animals. And I just made a new friend. And wow, I really connect with these people here. Who knows? There is this energy that's palpable here of like leaving one thing to be blessed with another thing. But that is what I'm trying to say when I keep harping on the year of 10 is so much about the completion of 10 as it is about the new beginnings of ones. You know what I'm saying? There is something so powerful about working towards a shared purpose. One person is incredible on their own, but combine two marvelous people and amazing results can unfold. This makes me think of my dear Virgo friend. I don't know if she'll watch this, but the cherished art teacher. We've never really let go of reaching out for each other's hands. Sometimes we need, and I'm about to join in with her on something in the summer, and I'm just so excited about it. Doing forest school and certain things had such a big place in my heart, but sometimes life is lifing and things move on, and I'm just really excited about this, what I get to help her with this summer, and this makes me think of her. Combining marvelous people, amazing results can unfold, right? Imagine combining the shared talents of dozens of like minds, all contributing their individual knowledge, experience, and enthusiasm. This is the energy of like people deciding to do something. So this makes me think of Pam Gregory. She just holds space for people to join in at a certain time, at certain days of the week, and just meditate. Do you know how powerful that energy is on the quantum fields and the multidimensionalities? Please. Even people being like, okay, at this time, every Sunday evening, we're all going to light a candle and we're just going to, you know what I'm saying? Or just meeting up and like, you know how people will meet up and do a joint community work together or clean up or volunteer. That shit is so powerful. It's a ritual in and of itself. Or people say, we're just going to go out to the water. We're going to take our little stones. We're going to put them down in the water and we're going to speak healing into the water. Whoa, it's so powerful. But we're deprogrammed to lean away from our power because of division. You get what I'm saying? This is going to be growing and growing and growing in the age of Aquarius when we understand the power of energetic frequency through humanitarianism, calming community. But in times like this, these chaotic years where we have to say, all right, nah, I can't tap out. I'm seeing that Marvel scene, and it's like everybody shows up. Who is it they show up with? Is it Captain America? And he turns around and he sees that they all came from their different dimensionalities and timelines. Now I'm getting like galactic support that we can't even see. Friends. All right, stay with me. Your collaborative efforts could move mountains while fostering a sense of mutual respect and shared growth. This is as simple as like me wanting to teach tarot school community. We're all sitting there together in a common community that we believe in this collective body of energy in the tarot and sabbatical living in alchemy. And when we share that and then we take it out, it's so powerful. Don't discount that, okay? The importance of building a supportive network as it relates to your question is underscored by this card. Okay, so if you're struggling right now, if you're having to let go, if you're feeling heavy grief, you need to plug into some kind of network. Is it the network of the beautiful earth? Maybe it's a network that's connected to animals. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Many blanks you could fill in there. While you can, maybe it's plugging in more here, commenting, connecting, making friends here, and then who knows, like I know on the teaching platform, we do these things called IRL meetups, which I look forward to. We'll see how it goes. If you're curious, I do have a platform over at the school community, and all of that information is in the description places. But yeah, people study together and then they meet up, and then all of this energy, it ripples into the grid. You know what I'm saying? While you can continue this journey alone, you will find your load lightened significantly by communicating openly about shared goals and allocating resources such as time, energy, and attention equitably among partners or a group of diversely talented people. This will be heightened if you have been struggling to make a significant progress in any area of your life. Bringing in additional support could reinvigorate your plans. This can also be the energy of like asking someone to help you, right? Releasing this stubborn dog-headedness. It's okay to be a lone wolf, but even sometimes they need their pack. You know what I mean? Different people's energy is different. Like I know I'm very Aquarius. I don't feel that I always need direct contact engagement like every single day. I don't. But at times I do need it. You know what I mean? Excuse me. You may also consider working with an advisor, a therapist, a teacher, exactly, or another qualified professional to bring renewed sense of perspective into a situation or area of your life. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your values and aspirations. With time and commitment, you will naturally inspire each other to achieve more than you might have done on your own. And it's 10 exactly on the clock. It's really powerful, you guys. Ask for help, reach out. Look for community somewhere. Make a comment. Give someone a compliment. Engaging. This makes me think about when I was talking about that dark night of the soul too, is this energy of like, I wasn't engaging with certain people. And in fact, because I was really disappointed, I was spiraling down. I was really spiraling down, man. And I think about that time in my life after 2020, after my brother passed. He OD'd, I'm not going to lie. It was it was brutal. It was so hard. I pulled away from communing with a lot of people that really could have probably helped me alchemize a lot of what I was going through in a better way. And I see that now. I commented that to multiple friends, my beautiful soul sisterhood and family, all these creative, collaborative women I've been so blessed with. I call them my aunties and my mamas and my aunties and my sisters. They really are, man. I've been blessed to hug some of them and meet some of them and be involved in their lives. It's beautiful. I'm thankful. But for like a year and a half, I'd cut myself off of damn near all of it. And it was a terrible decision, honestly, but that's okay. We have to learn our lessons, though, don't we? We do. Now, there were some, too, that I reached out to at times after a certain time had passed, and I was like, man, help. And I went out there, and they just caught me with open arms, man. They really did, literally laying on the ground on their property like, man, oh, man. We need community in different forms and different ways, right? Okay, let's do one more card. I'm not going to call it. It's beautiful. I'm going to get some sunshine medicine on my skin. Move my body because that's been really helping me with this nasty gunk. As a side note, this is very Virgo of me to say, but back in the day, they used to wheel like hundreds of people at a time just to be out in the sunlight. And that was part of their regiment when they were going through all of these massive flus, and I'm sure you guys have probably read about it before, but yeah, sunlight therapy. They used to be like laying out in the sun for hours, just soaking it up as a part of their medicinal treatment. Okay, this one's kind of popping out. Let's see what we have. Maybe communing in nature is like really big coming through. Okay, it says mushrooms. Your resilience is unwavering in the pursuit of anything that may come your way. You see the rest? Look at the rest there. But with so much potential. There's a full moon, perhaps. Maybe the full moon was very impactful for you. Of course, the coming out of the eclipse portal is literally all about the moon, the nodes of the moon. Okay, let's read. Oh, it's another 7. Look, 2 plus 5 is 7. So we have 2 7s. There's a lot of creative energy surrounding us right now. Okay, let's read mushrooms together. Maybe you're hiking or you love to hike or you've been out in nature, because I'm seeing there's that reel and it's like, oh, when I tell you I'm a hiker, this is the kind of hiker I mean. And she's like, wow. And she's like going really slow, pointing out all the mushrooms in the forest. I'm seeing this. So we need to get out. Yeah. We need to be engaging in nature, which is the OG community, right? Resilience, immunity, not us, we've been talking about immunity. Immunity and protection. Mushrooms, one of the best ingredients for cultivating immunity, are resilient in nature and use the harshness of their environment to grow stronger and spread wider. Perhaps that's why they grow in damp, muddy places. They know they've got the strength to make it where others have not. Hello, it is the message. Come on. Challenges can arise unexpectedly, regardless of a cycle you're in, and such obstacles test your strength, shaking your sense of security and serenity. Hello, the whole planet, please know. We're holding hands in the astrals, and we are not alone in these challenges. Receiving this card is not a sign that your troubles are over. Instead, it's a reminder you have all the strength required to face your circumstances and come out of them stronger than ever before. This is your confirmation that you have an unyielding strength that bends but never breaks. I'm seeing pine trees, and now thinking about how I was opening, talking about the Appalachian white water that I make, because pine is a big part of the spirit of that essence. Very, very tall, very, very stately, strong, utilized by everyone for different things, very flexible. This is your confirmation that you have an unyielding strength that bends but never breaks. While your situation may be difficult, know that you are protected from anything that is beyond your capability. Your challenges will become the catalyst for your evolution, just as mushrooms have learned to thrive in darkness and humidity. To help build your spiritual immunity, take a closer look at the influences surrounding your situation. What I'm trying to tell you, we were not just talking about this. We literally were. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation, okay? Look at your surrounding situations, the things that surround you, the influences, right? Whether that manifests in people, a chain of events, or even your own self-limiting thoughts. Discernment is required to recognize, right? Remember we talked about we're in a retrograde, we do our re's. Discernment is required to recognize what is serving you in your situation and what is not. All right. That's the message, my friends. I loved and enjoyed hanging out with you today. Take good care of yourselves out there, okay? All right, so love you. Enjoy your beautiful weekend, and we'll talk again soon, okay? Bye.